For I do not want you to be unaware, brothers, that our fathers were all under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and all were baptized into Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and all ate the same spiritual food. For they were drinking from a spiritual rock which followed them, and the rock was Christ. Nevertheless, with most of them, God was not well pleased, for they were struck down in the wilderness. Now these things happened as examples for us, so that we would not crave evil things as they also craved. Why did God take the Israelites out of slavery from Egypt and put them into the wilderness? The answer is simple. For us, do not be idolaters, as some of them were, nor let us put Christ to the test, as some of them did, and were destroyed by serpents, nor grumble, as some of them did, and were destroyed by the destroyer. Now these things happened to them as an example, and they were written for our instruction, upon whom the ends of the ages have arrived. Now, did the Israelites back then, coming out of Egypt, did they know that the things happening to them were for me, personally, today? Of course they didn't. And that brings us to today's topic. What about all of the things that happen all around the world? Why does God allow anything at all to happen? For example, this recent Trump rally where he got shot in his right ear. Some people might be asking, why did God allow that shot not to go straight through his head? Others might be asking, why did God allow that shot to hit him at all? I would show the picture, but I don't want to get demonetized. You can easily look it up if you want. But I was thinking about this yesterday. I was running the numbers through my head. There's at least 14 million different things that God could have done to prevent this from happening. One example I thought of was a bird swooping in to intercept the bullet so that it doesn't go all the way to Trump, but instead he kills a bird on accident. I also thought of a sudden gust of wind that causes Trump to bend over forward a little bit so the bullet doesn't hit him at all. There's also some simpler things like having the rifle jam so that he doesn't shoot at all. This is a very important issue because this is the number one reason why people leave the church. It's because they don't know the answer to the problem of evil. Why does God allow bad things to happen? Now, obviously, the only reason people have ever left the church is because they are evil, not because they don't have an answer to the problem of evil. There are tons of Christians today who have no idea how to answer the problem of evil, and they are honest with that. They say, I don't know why God allows bad things to happen. We should know as Christians, but yeah, that's not a requirement to be a Christian. Some of them just say, I don't know, I just trust God. And guess what? They still love Jesus. Remember John chapter 7, for not even Jesus's brothers were believing in him. So Jesus said to them, my time is not yet here, but your time is always here. The world cannot hate you, but it hates me because I bear witness about it, that its deeds are evil. Once again, in John chapter 3, this is the judgment that the light has come into the world, and men love darkness rather than the light, for their deeds are evil. For everyone who does evil hates the light and does not come to the light, lest his deeds be exposed. The fact is, all of the people who leave the church because the problem of evil, they can't understand why a good God would allow bad things. That's not why they left the church. Not having an answer to that is not a reason why people refuse to come to the light. They refuse to come to the light because they're evil. They love to sin. Everyone who does evil naturally hates the light. This is because they are children of darkness. Dark people love darkness. And of course, us who have been born of the Spirit, we are children of the light. Therefore, we come to the light. And of course, our deeds will be manifested as having been done by God. Now, to answer the question that is in the title, I recommend you go to my YouTube channel, scroll down a bit, and find this video, The Problem of Evil Solved Biblically. That is the more in-depth answer to this question, but basically, the reason why God had this happen exactly the way it happened is for me and for you. Of course, I'm talking to the believers. If you're watching this right now and you are not a believer in Jesus, then what I just said does not apply to you. But I'm assuming everyone watching from here on out is a believer. And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good for those who are called according to his purpose. We hear this verse quoted quite a bit in the church, yet no one really stops to think about truly what this means. All things, the people who love God, all these things, really? Everything? Yes, all things. Those Israelites back in the day, all the things that happened to them, those things happened for my good, for my benefit, for my instruction. So of course, any event you point to, past, present, or future, we only know of a few events that are going to happen in the future, but all things working together for good, for my good, for our good as the church. Now, here's just one way, and there's billions of ways out there that this benefited so many people out there. I can only speak for me personally, but this gave me a video idea. So it's just more chances to speak God's word and therefore cause dead people to live and blind people to see and deaf people to hear, just usual stuff. Just God saving the world through his son, through his church. Anyways, that'll be all for today. Love you guys so much.